Hi, my name is Brandon Roy, and for those of you who don't know, I have a traumatic brain injury, but we're not here to talk about that today. Today is just sort of a opening, get to know me sort of situation. So, I guess without further ado, here we go. When I was really little, my first memory was that of a nightmare with a clown and a dog. And you'd think that'd be really traumatic because in this dream, the clown grew 10 times my size and the dog was trying to kill me the whole time. But for whatever reason, I wasn't too bothered by it. I mean, it freaked me out, sure, but what could I do? I was a kid. Anyways, the next thing I remember was living in Roseburg. And we lived with my grandparents for a bit at a couple of places, and everything seemed to be going okay there. We had some cats, they passed away. Our dog Duke got hit by a car, but that's just the way of things, I guess. And then next we moved to this place a few miles away where I started going to school right down the street. And I remember this one time I was going to school and some jerk kid decided to trash my art project. So I decided, yeah, sure, I'll stay behind after school and make it up. Well, I didn't bother to call my parents, and neither did the school. So when I got home, they were freaking out. It seems like a lot of things seem so small to you when you're little, but when you're older, you realize how much of a big deal they were. From Roseburg, we moved to Medford, and there wasn't a lot of interesting things that happened there. My parents divorced in Medford, but it wasn't either of their faults, they just weren't right for each other. I went to live with my mom, and for a while things seemed to be going pretty well. Until she got with her boyfriend. Let's call him Jacob. Now, Jacob was essentially a child. He didn't take accountability for his own actions. He always did the wrong things. He just didn't do anything right. I don't know why my mother ever thought it was a good idea to be with him. But that's is what that is. We moved to Jacob's house in Roseburg, funny enough, and things just slowly started degrading from there. My academics got worse, my health got worse, my teeth got worse. So eventually, my dad saw what was going on and he was like, you know what, screw this, and he had enough of it. And I moved into Medford. From there, things went really well. I was on the honor roll for years. I was doing really well from 6th grade to 12th grade. I met some great friends along the way. But then, in 12th grade, I fell off of the roof of my high school. And let me tell you, if you've never fallen off of a roof, just don't do it. It's not a good idea. Nobody's going to tell you that it's a good idea. So, I spent quite a few months at a hospital in Colorado recovering, learning to walk again, learning to talk again. I mean, for the longest time, even after I got home a few months later, I was still in a wheelchair. And it took everything I had for me to walk. And I don't accredit that to therapy. I made myself walk. I would set my bed or my wheelchair back a foot from my bed and try to stand 2 feet from my bed, try to stand and take a step 3 feet until eventually I was walking down the hallways with my hands on the walls. From there, we moved to my mom's house. Things were going pretty okay. Then we got an apartment, me and my fiance, and it just wasn't a good situation. And that was a few years ago. From there, we decided that we needed help, so we've been living with our parents ever since. And I think that's a good place to wrap this up. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to comment them down below. Please leave comments saying what you would like to hear, what you would like my opinion on, and things of that nature. And that's all. I'm sorry, I'm a little awkward sometimes. Everybody have a good one. Oh, I forgot to say, if you guys want to watch a little bit of this Assassin's Creed gameplay, go ahead and watch for a few more minutes. I know I'm cutting this a little short, but I ran out of things to talk about, so